we go. You know you haven't been on in 5 months?
Has it really been that
It's
long?
been 5. It's October 9th the episode premiered.
Really?
Yep.
Man, time fucking flies, dude. Time has no meaning ever since COVID.
Well, people would disagree with you, but...
it feels like yesterday was fucking, I don't know, 2020 or some shit.
I don't know. It feels so long ago, but so... Like, if I walked outside tomorrow and there was no one around, I wouldn't be thrown off.
Right.
But I'd be like, huh, they're going to do this again, huh?
Yeah, I mean, dude.
I'd be like,
after the lockdowns and everything, especially like if you were in the Northeast or like the West Coast, I'm like, anything is possible. Like if you had said to me pre-COVID, like I never thought that there would ever be something that would like I used to be like, oh, like outside of like an apocalypse, like what's gonna stop stand-up, like live stand-up from happening? But then COVID hits and you're like, oh, okay, this is the thing.
it was a weird time because I know what you're saying. Like, the lockdown was so unbelievable.
Yeah.
But if you were like, no, listen, Cuomo's going to be outed as a handsy Italian, I would have been like, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
But without the lockdown, you wouldn't have gotten that. Without A, you wouldn't get B.
You don't think so?
I don't think it's A plus B equals C.
Man, that's wild. What? I mean, aside from the obvious shit, like, I wonder what else would not have happened if COVID didn't happen.
I'll tell you one thing. Epstein was like, 6 months too early.
Yeah, dude. How many people got fucking... Well, the... Weinstein and all those guys got shut down during COVID, too.
Yeah, that was like... Was that during COVID or like summer 2019?
Oh, was it right before COVID?
Call us in, gays.
There must be so many people that that things happened to them that had nothing to do with COVID, but because so many people had time to sit around at home and
dirt
investigate. Yeah, dirt gets dug up, and then
I get it.
You get chucked under the bus. I mean, rightfully so, but also it's like, man, you had a nice con going for a while.
What else came out during that time? The Cuomo brothers really didn't have a good COVID.
No, well, and then there was the whole ACAB shit that went on.
What's that?
Isn't ACAB
I think it's
all
pronounced
cops are bastards?
Oh, I thought you were mispronouncing Arab, and that's 9/11.
No. Wait, you never heard ACAB?
I heard the all cops are bastards thing, yeah. But I didn't know, if you were to say ACAB, I'd have no idea.
That's the acronym for it. Yeah.
That's the marketing behind it.
Yeah, but when I was single, it would just be like, you'd see these girls' profiles like, don't follow me if you didn't vote for Trump. ACAB, like they'd have the little things at the bottom, BLM, ACAB, believe it, all this shit, and I'd go on a day and be like, yeah, ACAB.
I don't know, back then, all white women's their names on dating apps looked like nurses on LinkedIn. It was like a bunch of letters and are these certifications? I don't understand what we're doing here.
Yeah, dude. It was also crazy too because it's like, I mean, these women must have really gone through some shit because it's like, if you think about it, this is your profile to date someone, and your profile is a list of do nots. It's not like, oh, I really enjoy this thing, and these are some of my hobbies. It's like, don't fucking message me if you're like this. Don't fucking swipe on me if you're like that. It's like, if you're any of these things, fuck off.
It's like the exact opposite of Guess Who.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, dude. It's crazy.
Would your dream guy believe in the police? Yes. All right, well. That's essentially, that would have been a good dating app in 2020.
But it's also crazy, too, because you're like, I'm not anti-police, but I can't sit here and be like, I'm pro-cops. Like, I've been arrested.
You don't look like you are.
No. I mean, the only thing I get sometimes now is, any of my friends are, from, the OG, New York and shit, the hood and shit. They tell me I look like an undercover cop.
A little bit.
That like if I have like if I have a hoodie and this jacket on and a hat, like they're like, oh yeah, and I'm dressed like this, they're like, yeah, you look like an undercover cop. Like you could have like the shield like hanging on the thing underneath my.
Yeah, you look like if Ted Mosby got a tenured professor position.
I don't even know who that is.
Shout out to How I Met Your Mother, dude.
Oh, okay.
Sick show. One of my favorite shows. Top 5 show. Top 5, top 5, top 5.
Dude, yeah. I mean, not surprising you're into that show.
Dude, come on. How I Met Your Mother in the 2000s? Cooking.
Or do you like Friends?
Eh.
But
I grew up with How I Met Your Mother. I think Friends was before my time.
But Friends was of my time, and I didn't watch it. Shit's gay, bro.
I'll tell you what's gay. Ross's wife, dude. She's a fucking lesbo, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. No lesbians watch this podcast. This is a pro-gay, pro-heterosexual women and other men
Hell yeah.
podcast.
Also, the amount of guests that you've been having on where they're like posting about the feet offerings is hilarious.
I tell you, you're gonna get DMs, and they go.
I already know, but listen, I've been done.
No, you're a veteran. You're a favorite of the show.
Yep. Except I have no foot wiki.
Oh, I found out why. Some guy DM'd me.
Why?
You need an IMDb. So for those of you that have come onto the podcast and you're like, why aren't I getting a wiki feed? You don't have an IMDb. Because I was asking that. I was like, why am I not getting a fucking wiki feed?
How pathetic are we as comics that we're like, we want some recognition, even if it's for our feet.
I thought this was my credit.
What's wrong with my feet?
Well, I've been showing them on Patreon. By the way, we do Patreon now. I don't know if you're aware.
I did one of the Patreons.
Did you do in October? Did we do a Patreon?
I believe so. The last episode I did, we did
Patreon?
Yeah.
All right. I don't remember what. I knew Zach McGovern was my first Patreon.
Oh, I wasn't the first Patreon, but the last time I was on, we did a Patreon.
Yeah, interesting. Okay.
How's that going?
It's going pretty well. Shout out to you gays. Stay strong.
Oh, it's all gays?
It's like half gay foot fetish guys that like comedy and half people that enjoy like discovering comics. And I love both of those demographics of people.
Yeah, it's a real cross. It's a real Venn diagram.
It really is. Listen. Oh, I should get a fucking pride flag behind here.
But you know what? Both are similar in that I would imagine in the world of feet, there's like there's probably hundreds of thousands of places to go on the internet for feet stuff. Like very popular.
You'd think.
There's like popular feet things, and then this is kind of like the underground. Like if you know, you know, in the feet world, this podcast.
Yeah, this is the a lot of people are calling the Apple Hour the 2003 Mumford & Sons of gay foot fetish podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what a lot of people are saying.
Dude, I still like the idea that just because you're into dudes' feet, it's not gay. Because feet don't have genitals.
Yeah.
Feet are just feet.
I'll tell you one thing. I don't think they'd agree. I think they take offense.
Right in. Comment on my episode.
Comment right below.
If you're into, is it gay if you're into men's feet, or you bi if you're into both feet? Because I feel like feet are feet.
They would say no.
Because if someone saw my feet,
they have seen your feet,
but they were strapped to a woman's body, but they didn't see me, they just saw the feet and they're like, those are good feet. Or is it about
trans
the body?
Feet.
Yeah, trans feet. Or is it about the body attached to the feet?
I don't think so, because guys will paint their nails, and people aren't freaking out over that. Like, they're not looking for that. So I think, like, if a guy paints their toenails, I don't know where I'm going with this.
I don't know where you're going with it either, because I don't think it's because I actually have a bit I'm working on a little bit that's a little bit about this.
Okay, yeah, workshop it right here.
Is so like and like the premise of the bit is that like I've been offered even by my current girlfriend many times to be like, oh, if you want, like I would totally be down to like put a strap on and fuck you in the ass or put things in your ass, and I'm always like, I'm good.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
And many times it's been like if a girl has tried to sort of like
Can you define many times?
more than I would expect. Like I'd say
Wow.
probably, I don't know, 10 dozen times. Like not 10
10
dozen,
dozen times?
No, 10 to a dozen times. Like 10 to 12 times maybe.
I mean, 120 is
And
absurd, but
of those,
that's still crazy.
and those are different women, and of those women, they have offered it up more than once.
So you'd say like 5 different women.
No. I'm saying 10 to 12 different women, and of them, more than once they have offered it to me.
Jesus
Or
Christ.
said that they'd be down. And those are the ones that said something to me. I'm sure that there's even more that are open or down to it, to do it. Because there's no skin off their back.
But what's in it for them?
I don't know. A cool experience.
What?
Well, because like they're always getting entered,
This
so they're
isn't
like,
like a
now I'm going to do the entering.
This isn't a free trip to Belize. You know, this isn't something you do for the experience. What are you talking about?
Well, but it's like if they're, you don't get anything out of eating pussy. Do you eat pussy?
Yeah, but it's not. That's something for them.
Right. So them putting a strap on and fucking me in the ass would be technically for me.
I don't know what household you grew up in, but I disagree with that.
Wait, but it's the same thing. I eat pussy, right? I don't get anything out of it other than I'm pleasing my partner. So if there's a couple and a woman and the guy loves to get railed in the butt with a strap on, she doesn't derive any pleasure from it, but she is pleasing her partner. Is that not the same thing? Aside from the physical act of what's happening?
Here's what I'm saying. Listen, I think it's weird if a girl brings it up originally. I do think that's weird.
For sure.
Yes. And then you say no. Then they keep bringing it up.
Not a lot, but it just kind of gets like every once in a while like floated, just like, I'm just saying if you wanted to, I would. And I'm just like, I'm good.
What, they treat it like a McFlurry?
I think they treat it like a guy who wants to fuck his girlfriend in the ass. He's like, if you want me to fuck you in the ass, I will.
But I get a guy wanting that because it gets the guy off. The woman, I don't get. And a lot of women, I've heard, push for it.
Yes, for sure.
I don't understand this.
I think it's just like an experiential thing, to be honest with you. I think it's just like for them, it's like the tables are turned. I think it falls in line with like I hear a lot of women say like, oh, I would love to just be a guy for one day. I would love to know what it's like to like hook up with a woman and just be a guy and walk around as a guy. And I bet you most guys don't give a flying fuck about what it's like to be a woman for a day.
Couldn't care less.
I could not fucking care less.
No, this isn't like fucking like seeing Top Gun in IMAX.
Right. Right.
You know, I don't want the window at my face and,
Yeah.
you know, going all over the G-forces.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I don't fucking care.
Yeah, because you know why? I'm not a fighter pilot.
Right. Yeah.
I have no interest in that.
Wait, but if somebody offered a ride in one of those planes, you wouldn't take it? Like, hey man, I'm a fucking pilot. You want to take a ride in the cockpit?
In this analogy, I'd be gay. But yes, I would take a ride in that.
I would too. I 100% would. But anyway,
God damn it, am I gay?
maybe I should get fucked in the ass.
No.
But forget it back.
You put goggles on and she's going in you.
Yeah, I got a cool leather jacket on. I'll only do it if I could dress like a cool pilot. Then I will let you put a strap on and fuck me in the butt.
That's what people don't talk about. Snoopy and gays both dress like fighter pilots.
Depends on what
sense.
brand of gay you are. My brother's
Depends on brand of Snoopy.
Yeah, that's true. Because, my brother's a circuit gay, and he does not dress like a fighter pilot.
A circuit gay?
Circuit gays are the ones they wear, like, they like clubs. They do, like, kind of like what I would maybe consider more of, like, the stereotype, like, gay shit. He's not a leather daddy gay. He's not like I'm non-binary gay. He's just like, I like to go to, like, a gay rave in Brooklyn, do some drugs, party, fuck dudes, like, kind of deal.
Oh, I thought that
It's like a party gay.
I just call that an average gay, an AG.
Well,
an
within the world of gays, there's delineations. It's like subgenres of music.
Oh, there's a caste system?
I wouldn't call it a caste system. It's more like there's not just metal. There's like sludge metal, heavy metal, sludge. You know, there's like all these.
Sludge metal. That's what your girlfriend wants to do to you.
Yeah. But they. Oh, so wait. Before we get too
Okay,
far
yeah.
off
Let's go back.
So to bring this into like the foot thing, right? I don't think the foot. If you're into dudes' feet or women's feet, like, I feel like it's like gender neutral because they're just feet, right? Unless you're into what's strapped to the body. Because now I've heard, I just saw a fucking clip the other day of some podcast. The whole thing now is that, and I don't necessarily agree with this, but they're like, if you are into that, I've even heard if you even hook up with a guy, that does not make you gay. That what makes you gay is to be in a relationship and to like be in a loving, not even necessarily loving, but just you date men. That's what's gay. Not like if you sucked a dick, that's not gay. I don't agree with that. I think it's gay. But no. This is like the thing this is the progressive, this is like what's out there.
No. What?
Yeah, dude.
Do you know how closeted gay you have to be like, listen, I'm not gay.
That's insane. It's insane.
I just bang dudes.
I bang dudes. That's not gay.
No.
That's the hard progressive stance on it currently. So to bring it back around, like, and that's, I kind of say that in the joke where, because I've had women say where they're like, oh, it's not gay if I put a strap on and fuck you in the ass. I'm like, first of all, not the reason.
It's gay adjacent.
I say it's gay leaning.
Yeah.
It's gay leaning. In a multiple choice question, you have two options. You could get fucked in the ass with a strap on by your girlfriend, or not get fucked in the ass but with a strap on by your girlfriend. Which one's gayer? Option B. It's the gayer option.
R.L. Stein really changed up his writing style.
Yeah,
like
dude.
erotic goosebumps, dude.
Yeah, but choose your adventure.
Yeah, choose your adventure.
Pick adventure. Which adventure do you want? One's gonna be kind of gay. The other one, not gay.
Your choice.
So to bring it back, I'm curious to know if the feet matter, because if in today's day and age, banging dudes and sucking dick isn't gay, then I don't think looking at dudes' feet is necessarily gay.
Listen, from where you're coming from, no pun intended, I understand what you're saying now.
Yeah.
Like, feet are nothing.
That's child's play.
It's conservative, if anything.
Yeah.
Being into feet is a little right-leaning.
Isn't that so funny how, like, I mean, I've had, I think people misinterpreted when I called the feet people freaks, because, like, I'm a freak.
No, I call you freaks, you know.
It's not I don't look at it as like a derogatory thing. It's just like, yeah, they're a freak.
Yeah, it's
He's
weird.
A freak, I'm a freak. Yeah, it's like,
right.
It's different. It's fun. It's freaky. You're
exactly.
Freaks. I'm a freak.
Everyone's a freak in some sort of capacity.
Right. But I mean in the definition of like some guy who works at a bank who's just like standard, missionary silent sex in the dark. He's like, feet, a bunch of goddamn freaks. Like they don't, like, that's weird to them to want to come to feet. But like really feet is very conservative.
I wouldn't know if I'd say very conservative. I think
it depends on what you're doing with the feet.
I was going to say it depends on the person. If you know a guy that's straight-laced, if you know a guy that's a bank teller, he's always wearing a suit every day, he's just a normal guy, and you find out he's in the feet, you're like, oh, that's weird. If you know a guy that puts hooks in his back and descends from the ceiling, and he's like, I'm in the feet, you're like, oh, well, okay. That's actually more normal than I thought.
I'd actually rather you do that.
Yeah.
The feet thing.
Yeah, get off these hooks.
Stop
what are we doing
dangling from stop doing suspension.
Yeah, focus more on the feet.
And
what the hell's going on?
Get on the
here?
ground and get into some feet, huh?
If you found out Chris Angel's in the feet, would you be freaked out? No.
No.
Right.
Yeah, no, not at all.
But if you found out your accountant was in the feet, you'd be like, ew.
Right. Yeah, that's true. How about that guy? I forgot his name. I got to find it. I'm not going to waste time doing it right now. That guy I sent you, the vacuum guy.
Yeah, how are you coming across this?
I don't remember how I found him, but I've had one of his videos saved on my phone for quite a while because I send it to people because it's hilarious.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. I like how most people send like cat memes, and you send a guy.
So
Yeah, you describe what it is.
so for people listening or watching, whatever, we can't play the video. Though I don't know, he's not even hard. But basically, he's this German guy.
I'm not playing the video.
He's this German guy, and like he bangs his vacuum. I think he's got more than one, and it's like it's not a complicated vacuum. It's that standard one where it's just like it looks like a little R2D2 with wheels, and he takes the tube off of it, and it still has the suck thing, and he just.
Well, I believe that's in industrial strength.
Yeah, but he puts his balls and his dick in there, and he just starts bang. But what's funny about it is he doesn't get hard. And he's just the whole time he's like, ja, and the whole time you just hear, dude, it's so fucking funny, dude. It's like what I imagine just all Germans are like.
I assume he's the number one influencer in Germany.
Dude, he has like
Jake Paul
dude, he
of
has
Germany.
like I think like over 20,000 followers on Twitter.
Oh, that checks out.
He's got like an online presence.
If I were to go on your Twitter, like my Twitter is like sports news, memes, jokes. What's your Twitter feed?
I don't really use Twitter. I just use Twitter to like find information about people, like that guy.
That's what we're considering information about people.
Yeah, just like, okay, well, because like you could just like know more about them. Are they active online? What's going on? Or like if I see like a chick on like Instagram or online and they're like, I don't know, they're like, oh, or they have like an OnlyFans or whatever, and you find out you're like, I want to see them naked. I don't have to go to OnlyFans. I'll go to their Twitter because most likely
Something's
they're
there.
posting naked pictures of themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, you're some sort of sexual content backdoor finder.
That's, yeah, pretty much all I use Twitter for. I'm not like active on Twitter. Now my Instagram, that's insane.
The Instagram's insane.
Well, yeah, because my algorithm, because it's like the shit that I follow. It's like all these just, freaks.
We're recording.
I don't follow like cool people. I follow like degenerates of society. Like,
Are you
like,
a big
there's
Reddit
this-
guy?
Again, only if I need specific information. I'm not just like perusing Reddit.
Like, what does specific information mean?
Like one time I heard about this guy. There's a video of a guy who fucks a snake. That I had to find on Reddit.
Okay.
That's not on the standard. That's not on Pornhub. Because I think that's bestiality. I don't know the legalities of that.
Okay. You hear a guy's having sex with a snake, and your initial reaction is, where can I find that?
It wasn't where can I find it. It was more like how, and I gotta know how.
I would assume the face.
No, dude, he has this fucking thing.
no.
It's basically he just looks like he's jerking off because his like dick is like in this snake's like vagina or whatever,
All right.
and he's just like jerking off, and then but like the snake. You get what I'm saying?
No, I know. No, I get it.
He must have drugged the snake because it was just like chilling, and he's just like, yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. That one I didn't have to watch. I saw like 10 seconds of it. I was like, now I understand.
Okay.
But now you know. See, now you know, and you don't have to go see it. That's good. I'm helping you. I'm helping you, Mr. I helped your dad. Your dad's going to... If I sat here and said, yeah, I saw a video of a guy fucking a snake, and I didn't describe it to you, don't you think you'd sit there and go, what, he put it in his mouth? Your dad be at home and be like, well, I don't get how you fuck a snake. But then
And then my dad would have to go look for
Then
it.
your dad's wondering. He's pondering, but he's like, oh, I don't want that out of my history because they're watching, whatever. Now you guys know, and you could rest easy.
You should... This is so stupid. I like how you're spinning this. Like, I'm helping the people that aren't tech savvy hear about...
It's not even tech savvy. It's like I'm the liaison to the dark arts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're some sort of sexual fetish portal.
Yeah.
You're the human
I'm
personified version.
I'm I'm protecting the normies. I'm protecting the regular people.
You're like if ChatGPT came to you.
Yeah, I'm giving you AI information you didn't request.
Hey, were you ever wondering what it's like to have sex with a snake? And you're like, no, not really. You're like, all right, well, let me tell you anyway. It's going to fill you in here. Here's a link to it if you're interested. No, I don't want this.
Dude, you know what's crazy that I found out? There's like there's like 2 states where it's not illegal to bang animals. And then there's a whole bunch of states where they don't even have laws for it.
It is, I mean, this area is, I'm a gigantic Jamie Wolf fan.
Okay.
I think about this joke. Everyone has like a handful of jokes you think about all the time.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Jamie Wolf has a bit where he's like, there's laws against bestiality. He's like, the thing that's not keeping me from bestiality is the government.
Yeah.
He's like, it's just not what I'm into.
Right.
He's like, if I was into it, I'd probably still do it.
Well, you'd have to imagine that there has to be somebody out there that moved to a state to do it legally and not have to worry about legal repercussions.
100%. It's like polygamy.
Right. Right.
I've been really watching a lot of like Mormon, inside the Mormon church videos recently.
Oh, really?
Don't know why.
Dude, are they but the wives aren't like hot.
No.
I mean, it's every
It's
time
for
I see
God, dude. You have to bang all these women for Christ.
Are they making kids with all these wives?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's crazy. Then sometimes the husband dies, and then the wife's up in like some sort of free agency, where she like goes to another husband, and she like brings all the kids, and it's like whatever.
But they're not getting married within the state. Like the state isn't marrying them. The guy's not getting a bigger tax write-off because he's got
Not
5
anymore,
wives.
but they did. No.
So this is all spiritually married.
Yes. He has one like legal wife, and then he'll have like 4 or 5 other sister wives.
Dude, it's kind of crazy. Like if you start breaking down people in terms of like state recognition and like could you have a kid at a hospital and then like tell the hospital like, I don't want you to give my kid a social security number. I don't want you like, could you like opt out of all that stuff?
No. You can't do what?
Okay, so what if you gave birth at home? You did like you had a whatever, like I forget what they're called.
I mean, I guess technically, yeah, you could just never, like your parents can never file any paperwork on you, but you can't go to school or anything.
But what's a public school need for you to go to school?
Social security number. There's insurance at play here. Right? You're not going to get a diploma unless you're a legitimate citizen, like, well, maybe not citizen anymore. Biden. But you know what I mean. Like, there has to be some sort of tracking system. So you can't go to school without a social security number.
Right. But do you really think a school is like checking that?
Yes.
That's so many kids. I bet they're not.
I think they are.
I bet you they're not, dude.
I don't think they're doing a great job. They're not doing a good job at tracking the kid. But they got the number.
No, they got the number, but I can write 10 numbers down with dashes between them. Do you really think the school is going to go? I mean, that's how they do fucking voter fraud. They had these fucking people voting with fucking dead people.
You just got my dad back in. He was out on the snakes. He's back in on the voter fraud.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. No, yeah, I'm not saying this is a perfect system.
No. I mean, dude, I just listened to this guy. I think his name's... I forget his name. He was on, Lex Friedman podcast?
Yeah.
He had this guy on who... He's not anymore. He now works for, like, the government, like, to help stop it. But he was, like, a scam like guy. Like he talked about how he generated social security numbers for people that never existed.
Yeah.
By trial and error of like calling wherever you register that stuff and being like, he talked about how he had to first call and be like, hey, I have a kid. I want to get him registered with a social security number. And they'd be like, okay, bring him down here with blah, 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 and the birth certificate. And be like, fuck. Then you hang up and you call back and you go, hey, I have my kid. We can't find the birth certificate. He doesn't have a birth certificate yet, but we still need to get him a social security number. Oh, well, we can pull up a backup copy of it, blah, blah, blah. And then, so he kept calling back to figure out, and then finally he figured out like the perfect sentence to say. He's like, I need to get a social security card number for my kid, but the kid is currently in Europe with the mother, was born at home, does not have a birth certificate, like had to figure out the whole thing. And then they'd be like, okay. And then like generate him.
Combo.
Yeah, it was like this very specific. It was just like, and he figured out the exact. He had to drill it down to the exact specificity of the situation.
Yeah,
where
but what year is this?
Oh, this is probably like in the 90s or whatever.
Yeah.
But come on, you know that there's a new. They're always advancing that shit.
I think it's harder now. Back in the 90s, you could fake a social security number. You could touch a bunch of kids if you ran Nickelodeon. The 90s were a different time.
Yeah, but the scams are still like. I remember listening to this other guy who did more modern scamming shit. It was more low level shit, but like all those scam artists, like they're still just like. It's not like these like big hacker guys. Like, do you ever hear about those people that do the scams on Facebook where people, like, sell furniture and shit? There's these people that do that. They, like, act like they're selling something, and then there's this whole convoluted system where they're like, oh, send me the money, like, half the money now, and then, like, we meet. I give you, to guarantee that we're meeting and I'm not wasting time. And then, like, they do this whole thing, and then you end up paying them, like, half or all of it, and then they don't have anything to sell. There's no meeting place, and they just fucking scammed you out of, like...
I respect that person.
I do and I don't.
I respect it.
Yeah.
Or if you're Mancusi, you get scammed into a relationship. We love you, Mike.
Do people even know what you're talking about?
I don't know. Mancusi found his girlfriend off Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he selling something or was she?
She was. I forgot what it was. AirPods, I think.
Weird.
Yeah.
Dude, I found out that fucking Gen Z people are using LinkedIn to like as like a means of meeting people to like date. Like they're
I think this is a big trend. I saw it on TikTok. I think it's a big trend.
What do you mean?
I don't think this is real. Unless you're like an influencer like a Tony P, who like that's his whole brand, being professional and whatever and autistic, then yeah, LinkedIn works. But I don't think this is like a common... I asked a girl out through Slack. That didn't work out.
But isn't Slack just like a closed... What is... I know companies use Slack, but like, could you just have Slack and be like... It's not like WhatsApp.
I mean, no, it's like AIM.
Right, but is it like a closed network, or is it like...
Yeah, like within your company. Well, you can chat with anyone within your company.
So you ask somebody at your company?
Several times. She knows who she is.
Wait. And she's turned you down?
Yeah.
Maybe it's because you're asking on Slack.
Well, I didn't have the number. I think we've gone over this on the pod, but let's go over it again. I didn't have her number at the time. Got her number. She came to a few Stone Street shows. She's invited me out there with her friends. It didn't work out.
But you guys never went on a date?
No. I didn't keep asking like it was every day. Like every 3-4 months.
Dude, that's what's so funny about like origin stories of relationships. There's so many I feel like the common story that you hear sometimes is like, oh, your father and I, we knew each other before we even dated, and I used to date this other guy, and your father would coach me, and he would leave me notes, and he would try to walk me home, and I kept saying no, and then finally I caved, and I took me to prom, and the rest is history type of thing.
Yeah.
But if she never caved and said yes, that guy who's now your dad or her husband is just a creep from her past.
Right. So you're making a fantastic point. There's a fine line between persistence and creepy.
Yeah, but where do you draw it? Like, to me...
I mean, I knew where I drew it.
I mean, obviously, if you're sitting outside someone's window, that's, you're doing stalker stuff. Yeah, that's creepy. But, like, I don't know. Like, if you were just respectively persistent, right? The determination of whether it's creepy or not is, I feel like, based on whether or not the person you're going after, like, finally accepts, like, goes,
Right.
dates you or does something. Otherwise, you're just forever the guy who just, like, won't drop it.
I know, and you don't want to be that guy. But it's also, I don't know. I'm also that guy in this situation.
That's what I'm saying.
But I
It
did drop
sucks.
it. I dropped it in, like, November. That's over. She's out.
For now.
But if she has listened to several episodes, so if you're listening, I'm still in.
How do you know?
She's told me.
Well, this is kind of her fault, too.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you. There's a lot of signs. She came to a Stone Street show all over me. May holds a witness. And then I made a big move and nothing happened.
All over you in what way?
Little handsy.
She's not, like, grabbing your cock.
So what she did, Chris, was she walked over to me. She said, "Are you interested in me banging you?"
Okay. Yeah,
No,
that's
she-
pretty direct.
We did a Stone Street show. She comes up. She comes over because we do like a little after party afterwards. She comes to the after party, which is handsy and gay and everything. And she's like, "Wait, let me come to the next one." And she's like, "I'll text you about it." But then I made a big move. I don't know if I said this on the pod before. She was running the marathon, so I ordered her flowers for the marathon, and I got a very nothing response. So I deaded it after that.
You know what my instinct tells me? If it's the flowers that fucked her up, maybe she just wanted to keep it, like, on the DTF tip.
Oh, I've tried.
And you opened it to, like, boyfriend levels.
Nah, I tried. I think she just likes attention. That's what
Right.
I think.
Right.
Which is fine.
So keep giving it to her.
No. That's what my Patreon members do to me, dude.
Yo.
No, now we're going on just bad Hinge dates, dude. That's exclusively what I'm doing.
Why Hinge over the other ones?
I just see success there.
You should apply to Raya.
I did. Fucking Ashley Gavin. I told you to refer me, and you fucking haven't still. No, maybe you did. No, I don't know, but you just didn't tell me.
There's so many people that because I have, like, some jokes about stand-up, and I've been noticing more and more people, like, when I crowd work the opening of the joke, that they're like, "I'm on Raya." But
Well,
and so many
everyone's on
people
Raya.
are waiting, but none of them are on it. They're all, like, waiting to get in.
I'm one of them, dude. I'm online.
I tell them, like, "Oh, you're waiting to get into the Ivy League fucking dating apps."
I've heard it's terrible. Everyone's told me it's terrible. You know who's on? You're not going to believe who's on. Another Happy Hour favorite. Kyle Mara.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Waited like 5-6 years or something. And then one day he just got an email, "Hey, you're in Raya." He's like, "Oh, okay."
It's so gay, though.
And then he's like, "This is terrible."
Well, because everybody on it's so fucking vapid and, like,
That's the problem.
how could you not? How could it not be?
And you only get like 5 swipes a day or
It's
something.
like the worst. Honestly, the idea of it, it's like, you know what it feels like? It's like, I'd rather, if I had a choice between two parties, there's a party full of fucking 10s, 11s, and 12s, some LA fucking Beverly Hills, everyone's fucking hot kind of party. Or there's a party full of, like, fucking 6 to 10s, and it's like a normal person party where you're getting drunk and having fun. I'd pick that party over that party
100%.
any day. So that's all Riot is. It's just like a bunch of fucking... It's just like to do like big business connections. Like it's not
no,
even,
honestly, like I think that's no. Like Mari's even said, like people have reached out for like to network. He's like, that's not. It's like I just want to date a hot girl.
right. So go on Tinder.
Tinder's just a bunch of escorts at this point.
No,
Hinge is where it's at.
No, it's not.
Hinge is where I thrive, dude.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
27 to 32-year-old, 5'6" to 5'8" girls who are 7.5s from the Midwest. That's my lane. And I'm okay with that lane. I've gotten 8s, 8.5s. I got 1.9. But they're all from the Midwest, and they're all between 5'6" and 5'8".
And they all just moved to New York.
Oh, I have. Oh, I have.
That's always a funny one. I when I was using the dating apps where the amount of the hotter the woman that would go on a date with me, after a while I'd start picking up. I'm like, you're new to the city.
Yeah.
You're new. Give it a year, you'd never swipe on me.
This is a thing. I had a whole conversation about this with Mara after we did Stanford New York Comedy Club, which I have a story about we could get into on the page. These girls that are new to the city, when they're like, oh, where, like, you're from here? I was like, yeah. They're like, oh, you don't want to live anywhere else? It's like, you're here.
So am I supposed to move to your fucking shit
Yeah, I
town?
was like, why are you here? I don't usually say that, like, nasty. I'm like, wait, why are you here? They're like, oh, like, more opportunity, and there's just so much to do here. I was like, yeah, that's why I stay. Because everywhere else sucks. And they're like, well, you don't know. You haven't been. I was like, well, you've been, and you're here.
Yeah.
So I don't really have to do much research myself, because I did enough field analysis, and it all sucks.
I've never had them. I've never
All the time.
had that.
Went out with a girl last week from Mexico. Citizen. And it was like one of the first things she brought up. And I was like, oh, I don't like you. Like immediately. She also went to church. I don't like that.
Really?
Yeah. She's like, what do you think dating apps are for? I was like, well, what do you... Obviously to find... Like, what a dumb question that is. She's like, I've been going to this church on the Upper East Side. And they said they're bad and really just to focus on on your community. I was like, well, yeah, that's their business. That's their business model is for you to focus within their church so they could grow with your kid. Are you a fucking idiot?
Take me to this church.
Bring me there. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Dónde está? I forgot.
I'm not even picturing like a church. I'm picturing like one of those like little buildings that's like Ave Maria. Like it's like a room with like loud accordion fucking.
Yeah. It's just a fucking back room of a laundromat.
Yeah. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Those non-denominational church, well, or like non-like.
No, yeah. My dad, he has some statistic. I forgot because in Bed-Stuy it was like there's like he'll text it to me when he hears this. He's like, there's like 50 churches in Bed-Stuy 6 days a week, but on Sunday there's like 500 licensed or something. He's like, and it's like laundromats and. It's like all these small stores, they'll have a back area where it becomes a church.
Right.
But just on Sunday. Something like that. He'll text me.
That's wild, dude.
I know.
That's why people fear God that much. It's crazy.
Yeah, dude. Fucking poor people. They're petrified of God.
Must be kind of nice, though. Like, life seems simpler.
So much simpler. If you do good, you go to heaven. If you do bad, you go to hell. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Keep stacking the good scale, side of the scale.
And listen, you do something bad. Hey, meet me in this booth over here. Just tell me what you did. You Gucci.
Yeah, the Catholics, the Christians really figured that out nicely.
That's a good move. How can I blackmail someone without them knowing?
Cause dude, I mean, I grew up with people who would just like do bad stuff, like bad, you know,
right.
According to the church, whatever, and then be like, "It's fine, I'm going to confession later."
Really?
Yeah, like
that's wild.
Like it's just kind of like, oh yeah, I'll get absolved when I hit the box on Saturday or something.
You think like the bishops go in the back after a confession session? confession session.
and start like chit chatting
And they're
about
like,
what they heard.
Do you know what Metcalfe's doing?
Dude, 100%.
They got it. It'd be rude if you didn't.
I don't know how you don't.
There's no bishop-client confidentiality.
No, but there is like priest confidentiality. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just movies and stuff. But I thought like that they're not like a cop or like if a cop's questioning somebody and they find out that like their suspect goes to confession, the priest is, unless it's like for like a severe crime, the priest is not obligated to like reveal what was said in that box. So I think it is
Interesting.
I believe it is similar to.
If we have any lawyers out there, if we have any gay foot fetish lawyers out there that
I thought
can
you were gonna say
confirm this.
priests.
Gay foot fetish, maybe we have a few priests. And we love you, and God bless. All right, folks, we're switching to the Patreon. That's going to be our transition. Meet us over there.